So, hey, this is a very slow process. So, maybe I thought about kind of giving a little bit of my story and how I got into coin roll hunting. So, it was about 2012 when I got interested in metals, gold, specifically gold, but also silver. And even though my dad had been a lifelong coin collector, and we still were kind of a little different on how we and what we collect. He was the guy that would hunt the really nice half dollars, and it didn't matter if there was silver in it or not. I would collect, I first I started collecting just gold and silver, and I mean, if I found a wheat penny, I'd keep it or something like that. But I didn't necessarily attempt to collect in that sense. It was really just a whole bunch of, mainly at that time, gold and silver eagles. And so with that, I kind of just started my own thing. My dad and I would go to coin shows together and everything. But again, we just kind of, that was a 2009, but personally, I don't keep those. I just kind of, we just kind of did our own thing. Like he was big into Morgan dollars. That was kind of his major deal was the Morgan dollars, which was teach his own, right? So, but in late 2016, my dad got sick, and the diagnosis was not good. He had stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and he had had some other medical issues, which is why it got so bad. He just didn't know he had it until it was too late. And in April of 2017, he lost that battle. Now, in between that time, I'm an only child, so it was just my mom and I basically taking care of him. And I would go over like once a week and everything to help my mom out, and just to kind of take the stress off of you know watching him go downhill on the weekends, or maybe during the week or whatever. I would go and get a roll of coins from the bank, or a few rolls of coins or whatever, and I would just run through them just to kind of take that, try to I guess not think about what was going on at the time. Knew he wasn't going to win the battle, so anyway, and so that's kind of how it got started. Is just me just trying to deal or cope, or just really just not not try to dwell on him, but also, since he was a coin collector, maybe finding some stuff that he would have thought was cool. And we talked about a little bit of what I found, and but yeah, that was kind of how I really started getting into it, and from there it progressed, because it's like, here you have a copper penny. you know it's a penny, but the copper in it is worth probably 3 or 4 cents. And that kind of stuck to me, that here are these coins that have more value than face value. And that's the one thing about coin roll hunting as a hobby is, can you really lose money? I mean, worst case scenario, you take it back to the bank. So that's that's a pretty good hobby to have, is something that you know, every other hobby people have, you lose money because you're spending it on your hobby. In this case, I'm you can't lose money. Worst case scenario, you just take it back to the bank and turn it in and get your money back. So anyway, that's another appeal that coin roll hunting has had for me, is just the, you know, being able to find something that's worth more than face value, and also you really can't lose money. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe a few of the coin rolls are shorted or something like that, but sometimes they're over anyway. I think at the end of the year, it's about a wash. This is roll 5, by the way. So anyway, um, that's that's where I kind of got started into the hobby, and it just kind of grew from there. So anyway, all right, I'll keep checking the rolls and see if I find anything.